Hello, welcome to another special Unsourced Wall unboxing. Today we're taking a look at a very, exciting and anticipated figure. It's the Black Adam action figure from the upcoming movie with Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. I think it's coming out in like 2 months now. And the DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys have started shipping out. I've seen a bunch of people already post pics of their Cyclone, Atom Smasher, Hawkman, Dr. Fate. Well, I want to get only one from this assortment, the Black Adam with the Cape Cloak variant. It's even labeled right here, Black Adam with Cloak. Now there are two different versions of Black Adam in this figure line. There's the one with the cloak, and then there's the regular one without the cloak. Just Dwayne Johnson's smooth bald head, and also a couple of really cool lightning effects. This one doesn't come with any lightning effects, so that's kind of disappointing. I guess they sort of rationalized that, if we're getting more plastic with the cloak, then we don't need more plastic for the lightning effects, and that's just pretty disappointing because even in the trailer, I think the original teaser trailer, when Black Adam first appears, when he's summoned out of like whatever limbo the Wizard Shazam sent him into, he's with the cloak, but he's also still doing a lot of really fun lightning stuff. He blasts a hole through the cave and he melts that guy's face off, stuff like that. I wish they had gone the extra mile with that. Maybe make it a Lex figure. I still would have gone it because, the cloak version is the one I think looks the best. Not to, say that the other version and his main look for the film isn't going to be good. I think it's an overall, really decent design. But with Shazam and Black Adam, they're both taking really heavy inspiration from the Curse Shazam, which was the DC sort of story arc with Captain Marvel, Shazam, Black Adam, and the Shazamily that inspired the movies. And in that story arc, Black Adam has like the cloak and everything and the hood, and so like I wanted something that captured that feel more than anything else. Because Black Adam the film, if we're being a little bit honest here, looks a little bit dull so far. I don't think any of the trailers have made it look really interesting or really exciting. Fingers crossed. Anyway, let's get this thing popped open and see what's what. All right, so we got him out of the package, and first, a couple of things. This is definitely one of those McFarlane figures that only looks good in a specific pose. And that has to do a lot with the sculpt and also the stuff that comes around with it. Now, this cape, this cloak, is a very thick and heavy piece of plastic. So he's got like a lot of back weight going to him. He's very back heavy. He keeps toppling over. This is where the McFarlane DC stand that comes to these multiverse figures is like essential. He can't really stand up without it. And even then, on the stand, you have to get into like this really weird crouching, kind of hunched over position. Like it looks a little bit menacing, yeah, sure, but it also looks a little bit goofy. And it means that you really can't take advantage of all the articulation, and you don't really want to. Like I said, the sculpt really comes into play here because right now you have this weird ab crunch, except like it's at an angle. So if you really move it any which way, it looks like he's like lopsided. And even when you're doing like straightforward, when you have him like standing upright, the sculpt just makes him look like deformed. I'm not quite sure if that's like an issue of mine, if like something was wrong when they put the peg here, or when they when they joined the chest together. But yeah, it's really lopsided at times. So I have to just sort of position him very carefully to make sure that he doesn't look all wonky. But overall, it does look nice, and I do think the hood really works, and it's a nice design. But it's not really one where you can futz around and do any cool poses with it or really have fun with it. It's immobile. But one thing I really did like, at least, was that this is a bit more of a classical sort of comic book faithful design. I know of Shazam and Zachary Levi and those films, even though I like them. The designs are much more cinematic up, and this, even though it has a lot more detail, a lot more grit to it, obviously there's a little bit more kind of tactical line work going on. It still seems to be trying to translate what's on the comic page, and I really enjoy that. And one thing that I think is of note about this release is that we also get that standard McFarlane action figure trading card that comes with all of these. You get like a little bit of a bio, but instead of what they've usually done for the last couple of years, I know when they started out this wasn't the case, but for the last couple of years, McFarlane Toys and their DC Multiverse lines, the trading card is just like a stock photograph of the figure, like a promotional photograph. When in the first couple of waves, it used to be like actual like comic art or art in general, and that's what we get with this release. And It's a little bit of a picture, a drawing. It's a little bit of a drawing of The Rock as Black Adam, but this is the unhooded, uncloaked main figure instead of like the hooded figure. So like, you know, it's a bit disappointing. You can see a bigger picture of it on the back side of the box. I wish that maybe they could have done something like this for the actual figure we have in front of us, you know, the hooded version, but it's still cool nonetheless. That said, you know, articulation wise, he does have the arms, wrists, elbows, but anything below the waist or starting at the waist is unusable if you don't want him to like keel over and topple over or stumble over. And like even here, like this is a lot more finicky than you might expect. The hips in general, not very tight, and he keeps kind of slipping across, which is again disappointing, especially since with everything going on at DC right now and WB, these might be the last McFarlane DCU toys, along with Shazam 2 and Aquaman. So you think that, you know, if someone wanted to get a complete set of all the DCU figures that McFarlane Toys have put out, they'd want them to be as good as possible, as well made as possible, and this is a bit disappointing. It really is. It's not the best. If you just want them to like stand up a little bit crunched over, like I'm probably going to have to, then all the better for you. But if you want something that's going to be like a cool figure, maybe the main variant would be better, although I'm not getting my hopes up, honestly. Anyway, thank you so much. Let me know what you thought below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and see you again next time.